Have you ever had a pen pal? Someone with whom you would regularly exchange letters, maybe emails or texts, over a long period of time? Now, imagine that something has happened and you can only keep your favorite 2 or 3. That's what's happened here with Paul's letters. Our text this morning is the greeting from a letter written to the church in Corinth, Greece, nearly 2,000 years ago. If you can imagine, as Paul made his travels around the Roman Empire, he and these little groups of Christians would send messengers back and forth with letters. Most of these letters have been lost to history. But the special ones people kept and passed around. Those eventually became part of what we call the New Testament. Because we don't have all the letters, it's kind of hard to know exactly what Paul is talking about sometimes. You just sort of have to read between the lines as best as you can. Let's take a look at the scripture again. I'm going to read from the Message. I, Paul, have been called and sent by Jesus, the Messiah, according to God's plan, along with my friend Sosthenes. I send this letter to you in God's church at Corinth, Christians cleaned up by Jesus and set apart for a God-filled life. Cleaned up by Jesus. Now, we don't know what they were cleaned up from. That was probably in the earlier letters, or maybe Paul just knew because he'd been there. But let's see a show of hands. Does anybody in this room know what it's like to be cleaned up by Jesus? So does Paul. So do the people in Corinth. I include in my greeting all who call out to Jesus wherever they live. He is their master as well as ours. When a letter would arrive at the church, it would be read to the entire congregation at the next worship service. Paul is making sure that everyone who hears the letter knows they are included in his greeting and in the blessing that comes next. May all the gifts and benefits that come from God our Father and the Master Jesus Christ be yours. Every time I think of you, and I think of you often, I thank God for your lives of free and open access to God given by Jesus. There is no end to what has happened to you. It's beyond speech, beyond knowledge. From the rest of his letter and the other Corinthians letters, we know the little church in Corinth is and has been having a rough time. There is division in the leadership. There is scandal in the pews. The gossip has even reached Paul in Rome. This was way before Facebook. I have to tell you what happens when the members of the congregation get just a little piece of knowledge. I don't have to tell you this, you know. So Paul tries a little reverse psychology. The evidence of Christ has been clearly verified in your lives. Just think, you don't need a thing. You've got it all. All God's gifts are right in front of you as you wait expectantly for our Master Jesus to arrive on the scene of the finale. And not only that, but God himself is right alongside to keep you steady and on track until things are all wrapped up by Jesus. Anybody ever need help staying steady, on track? God, who got you started in the spiritual adventure, shares with us the life of his Son and our Master Jesus. He will never give up on you. Never forget that. Anybody need that promise today? I love that line. God will never give up on you. Never forget that. Two nevers right together. Paul must have been really wanting to make that point. God is not going to give up on the people of Corinth, and neither is Paul, which they need to know, because now he's going to say something a little bit harsh. I have a serious concern to bring up with you, my friends. Using the authority of Jesus, our Master, I'll put it as urgently as I can. You must get along with each other. You must learn to be considerate of one another, cultivating a new life in common. You see, the church back then was brand new. At times it was even against the law. And Paul knew that if the division and the gossip continued, that little movement, not even yet known as Christianity, would not survive. Now I want you to take a minute and think of all the churches you've ever been in. This is the only one, that's okay. Just think about this one. Think about who the members are. Think about what the church does from week to week. Think about the leadership. going to read you some ways the Bible describes church. Let's see how our churches match these descriptions. And they devoted themselves to the apostles' teaching and to fellowship, to the breaking of bread and prayer. They would sell their possessions and goods and distribute the proceeds as any had need. Day by day, the Lord added to their number. Have you ever been in a church like that? I think it sounds a little bit like our church here at Mercy Center. We have the apostles' teachings in the form of the Bible. We have fellowship with our meals after the service on Sundays, Mondays, Wednesdays. Some have fellowship here all week. We don't tend to sell our possessions, but we do what we can when the needs arise. And day by day, the Lord is adding to our numbers. How about this one? When you come together, let each one have a hymn, a lesson, a revelation, a word, or an interpretation. Let all things be done for the building up of the brethren. Have you ever been in a church like that, where everything was done in order to build up the members and give glory to God? Love one another earnestly from a pure heart. Ever been in a church where everybody was friends with everybody else? Or this last one. That you agree with one another in what you say, and that there be no division among you, but that you be perfectly united in mind and thought. Now, take another look around and see who's sitting in worship with you today. When I do that, I see a whole lot of different. I see different races, ethnicities, educational backgrounds, every kind of diversity that I can imagine. And yet, we all woke up this morning and decided there was something going on at the Mercy Center that was worth being here for. I see friends who would never have known the other was on the planet, except that they met here. This is the only place their lives would ever have crossed. That, my friends, is unity. Unity is different from uniformity in that it makes space for difference. Uniformity requires everything to be the same. Each little carbon copy. Unity is harder. It's less common. Unity requires a greater measure of Christian love. And I believe that's what Paul meant when he said united in mind and purpose. That is, we may not agree on, say, the particulars of the creation and evolution discussion, or the specific relationship between Jesus and Mary Magdalene, to name a couple of conversations I had this week. But we can create a sense of community that allows space for those differences. There are many people outside these walls who have never experienced the unity that includes diversity. I believe that is the gift the South Main Chapel has to offer Anderson. As we can accept others for who they are, where they are in their life's journey, we begin to instill that sense of unity within our community. Tomorrow, we celebrate the lives and works of Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., a man who knew the value of unity. As I was reading through some of his writings in preparation today, I found his speech in Memphis on April 3rd, 1968. King had gone to Memphis to offer support to miners who were striking for better wages. He compared their minimal wages to slavery. King said in Memphis that back in the day when the people of Israel were still slaves in Egypt, Pharaoh's favorite tool to keep them enslaved was to keep them fighting amongst themselves. But that when the slaves came together in unity, Pharaoh could no longer enslave them. Unity was the first step to freedom. Today, we still suffer from the slavery of low wages. We suffer from the slavery of various addictions, incomplete education, untreated mental illnesses. But I think King's solution is still very applicable. Unity. The Old Testament lesson for today is a messianic call that we normally only read in Advent. Israel has lost the war with Babylon. All able-bodied survivors have been captured and brought to their new country. Listen to the words of the prophet. I am setting you up for a light to the nations, so that my salvation becomes global. When the time is right, I answer you. When victory is due, I help you. I form you and use you to reconnect people with me, to resettle families on ruined properties. I tell prisoners, come on out, you're free. And those huddled in fear, it's all right, it's safe now. Come on out, you are free. It's all right, you're safe now. That, my friends, is unity.